Hello and welcome to Module 8 for ED 5840 for the spring 2026 semester. We'll go ahead and get started. We are moving toward the midterm of the semester. Going to share my screen. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. So now let's go into Module 8. See here. There it is, Module 8. Click on it. And we've got it up here. Here we go. So, photo I'm sharing, I took this in March of 2020, around the middle of March, March 15th, and that's the day that it is suggested that this module be completed. I was out for a walk near the Boise Depot, close to where I lived. A rainstorm had come through, late winter, early spring rain, and just a beautiful full rainbow over the depot. So um, this module will continue our study of the different forms of the ANOVA, specifically focused on the within subjects ANOVA analysis procedure. It's also referred to as the repeated measures ANOVA, where the one way between subjects ANOVA allowed us to compare independent groups. The within subjects ANOVA allows us to compare related groups and is similar to the related t-test in its purpose. Assumptions of the within subjects ANOVA are similar, but different from that of a between subjects ANOVA and should be closely reviewed. When working with SPSS, you will find that the organization of the data, and this also goes for if you use another online calculator or another tool in which to run the stats. But you'll find that the organization of the data for a within subjects ANOVA needs to be structured in a different manner than how it was done with the between subjects ANOVA. For a within subjects procedure, each factor level should be recorded in SPSS as its own variable. In other words, if the research involves a factor with 3 levels, the data set will need at least 3 separate variables, one for each factor level. If it was 4 levels, then the data set would entail at least 4 separate variables. When you think back on the between subjects ANOVA, you'll note this is a different way to organize the data. And organizing the data is the key for when you run your data analysis, whether with SPSS or one of the online stats calculators. Here are the activities, and right now you're watching the Module 8 Introduction and Instructions, so that will be up. Read Chapter 13 from the Statistics for the Behavioral Sciences, and that's Analysis of Variance One Way Within Subjects, also known as Repeated Measures Design. So here's the supporting PowerPoint. And here we go. There it is. And I'll close this. And then I have a couple of YouTube videos explaining this type of ANOVA, the one way within or repeated measures design. And also there's a video on how to use SPSS. Then the quantitative research assignment, number 1, is due March 15th. Again, that is the suggested completion date of this module. Many of you have already completed that, and I have sent that back with feedback. And then post your module reflection. And I have done so. So here's the last thing is a reminder. We are short 2 months, probably less than 2, for the final deadline for the final project paper and the presentation. If you have any questions on this, please do not hesitate to let me know. If we need to set up an appointment to visit about your final project, I would be happy to do so. It sometimes might be better just to set an appointment with me instead of my virtual office hours. So whatever is best for you. And again, it's suggested that this be completed, Module 8 be completed by March 15th. That is also the beginning of the University of Idaho 2026 spring break. So the next module, Module 9, suggested completion date will be it won't be the Sunday at the completion of spring break, but a week following that. Please take spring break. If you are at the University of Idaho, if you are a teacher at another school and you're getting that week off, please take that week off. Please take it to recharge your batteries. I will have Module 9 open during spring break if you want to go ahead and work, but please take some time for yourself and for your family to recharge your batteries. So I'm going to stop the share. That completes the introduction and instruction for Module 8 for ED 5840. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you later.